So it turns out, when you're building a 30-year-old car, sometimes you need to replace some parts. But where on earth do you find these obscure little pieces that you might need for your V10 patrol project? That's right, Killingsworth Loop, the best car wreckers in New South Wales.
Now, when foraging for parts in the wild, it's important to make sure you're travelling in vehicles that are unlikely to get stuck, because the natural cycle of Killingsworth Loop is that a car gets stuck or breaks down and then becomes part of the food chain. As if the car is left for 24 hours unattended, it will miraculously flip on its roof by forces unknown and spontaneously combust. This is a mystery that is yet to be solved by scientists anywhere.
Yeah, you will level up right now. Yep, good.
On a side note, to make this video somewhat educational, this set of clips is probably a good example of sway bars versus no sway bars, and where sway bars are good and where they're not good. So for example, the 76 of Dreams feels horrendously tippy on this first bit, but it doesn't feel tippy at all on the second bit. Whereas when the Prado has a go, it feels perfectly fine on the first bit, but extremely tippy on the second bit.
Straight.
And that's about it. Like with anything, there's no free meals, there's compromises everywhere. Some are better in one place, and others are better in others. No one can really say no sway bars is better than sway bars off-road, because they both have their pros and cons. Anyway, moving on.
Man, that was good!
It's easy when you do it second, isn't it?
Yeah! I was surprised. Like when I saw you did it, man, I was like, jeez, man, almost there, but not there yet. But then while I was going through, I was like...
So full of confidence. And then this happens. Are you actually stuck, or are you just being dramatic?
It's at this point where the Prado decides to tempt fate, and risk becoming an overturned, on-fire carcass of a car.
Fuck off. So have I got to reverse all the way back through this fucking bullshit to pull you out?
Iron State.
But it was quite an easy recovery. In the meantime, a queue of cars appeared, and when we got out of the way, they drove past just fine. Apart from an idiot in a Navara, who literally drove through all the bog holes with zero control and ended up getting stuck. So I displayed my concern over the radio. Just for reference, this guy was about 5 meters away from me and acted like this over the radio.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that guy in the Navara who can't fucking drive for shit.
You wanna fucking watch him out, you dumb cunt?
So naturally, laughing in his face is the correct course of action here. Because we all know people like this, radio tough guys, will never get out of their vehicles. After this mini escapade, we're finally here. The Holy Grail is in sight. The flipped over, burnt out, 4.5 litre GU Patrol, complete with ABS brake lines, that miraculously have been unaffected by the fire. There's only one problem with this. This car is in slightly the wrong orientation. Now there are two potential courses of action with this. The first one being to give up and go home. The alternative option is to flip the car over so it's easier to work on. We chose the latter.
Yeah, just move the car right now. Not go harder, mate. Nice position for your car to be in.
Unfortunately, the 76 of Dreams got a bit over-optimistic and ended up at a very funny angle with its nose pointed in a horrible place. Unfortunately, the Prado was the only vehicle available for recovery. So naturally, I will never live this down, so we can all fight about Prados in the comments section below. Is the 76 a Prado? Is a Prado a Prado? Is a Prado a real Land Cruiser? Who the fuck cares? Mission accomplished.